This video will quickly go through how to use Doctopus to distribute documents and manage them once they've been distributed. Okay, so Doctopus is an add-on for Google Sheets. And all we need to do once Google Sheets is opened is click on Add-ons. And I already have Doctopus installed, but if you don't, you just go to Get Add-ons and you do a search for Doctopus and then install it. So I'm going to launch Doctopus. This side panel opens up, which will take me through the steps to set up this roster. I'm first going to just name this sheet. So the task that I'm distributing now is called Springs and Energy. And I'm going to select a mode and I'm going to distribute drive resources to a roster. I'm going to select my roster. Now I've already built my rosters here, most of them, but you can build a new roster and then all you'll need to do is paste in the names of the students and their email addresses. But I'm just going to click on my 12 IB Physics roster. And this is just double check that that's the correct one, and I'll use this roster. Okay, and now it's loaded up the roster. So if you were building your own new one, all you'd need to do is export the class list from PC School and just copy and paste the names and the email addresses in, and the Doctopus add-on will do the rest. Okay, and now I have the option to refresh class folders or update this roster. So I can add in new names if I need to, if my class changes. So the next step is to select the sharing type for the template that I'm going to distribute. I want to distribute the same template to all the students, and I want each student to have their own document. I could also send out a number of different differentiated templates. I could send out project groups where I set certain students to receive the same document so that they can work as a group, or a single whole class document, but I'm going to choose individual all the same. Okay, and now I have some options here to change the access level. So if whole school access level, so here I can change so that they can view or comment or edit each other's documents. And here I can choose whether I want students to be able to completely edit the document, just view it, or comment on it. But this is a task that I want them to do on the document, so I'm going to allow edit. And I'm going to tick editors cannot change sharing permissions. I could add a co-teacher here, but I don't want to for this one, so I'll save and continue. Okay, and now I choose the folder where my template is stored. So it's by default it's already the folder where I've stored it. And then I'm going to choose the file which is about springs and energy. There we go, springs, forces and energy. Okay, save and continue. Okay, and now I can create a new folder for this task to appear in. So I'll just click this create new folder. And now it'll create a folder for each of the students for this task to sit in. And then the naming of the file, so it'll have first name and last name, and then it'll have the name of the document, and then I think, yeah, that's it. Okay, and then I can send a sharing notification to the authors in here. With a quick message saying this simulated task will allow you to work with springs to gain an understanding of how they store energy. Okay, and then I'll click save and continue. Okay, so now this is a summary of everything that I'm about to send out, and I can click run, copy and share, and what that will do is send out a copy of this template to each of the students so that they can work on it. Okay, so now the document has been shared to all the students. I can look at individual students' documents by clicking on the link. So here I can see the template that I've emailed out with some spaces for the student to complete questions. Okay. I can now manage and assess this assignment, and this is where the Doctopus does a few additional things to what Hapara Teacher Dashboard does. Okay, so firstly, a useful button is this refresh edits and counts, and the first time you do that, it'll create a few additional columns. So it'll create a last edited column, it'll create a word count column, how many revisions the students have made, how many teacher comments have been made, or student comments and peer comments. And it also allows me to give a grade and provide written feedback when I feel like I want to go through and mark all of these. Alright, so now these are all distributed, so I can monitor student progress on these. A useful thing that I can do also is embargo these docs for grading. So if I click on that button, so if I want students to have no access whatsoever to the documents, I can change it here. If I want them to be able to view it only, so not make any more changes, I can click here. If I want them still to be able to comment, I can do that. So I can click no access, and when do I want to run the embargo? I can choose a specific date and time, or I can do it right now, and I can then run the embargo. And you can unembargo documents if you want students to gain access again. But I imagine this would be useful for things like report writing, assessments and things like that. And then if you click the send feedback email, it'll automatically send the email to all the students. And then written feedback, well, this will take whatever information you've written into the written feedback column. And this will give the link, and this will give the grade that you've assigned. So you can just go through in the spreadsheet and write in the grades and the written feedback, and that email will send it out to all the students. There's another add-in called Gubrick, which you can use if you want to use a rubric to mark, but that's a different story.